Okay, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to explain something extremely massive in very simple terms. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but SMMA is a very massive genre of business, you could say. It's this massive business model that kind of gets thrown around a lot, and it's one of the most popular ones, especially for teenagers. It's one of the most profitable and lucrative business models to start right now in 2023, and it will only continue to get bigger and better and more sophisticated. Right now I'm going to walk you through the simple diagram of what actually is an SMMA and how it works, because I feel like a lot of guru channels will explain, how do I do this in SMMA, how do I do this, how do I, all these intricate things, but this video is for the people that are just starting out, that are just getting into the world of SMMA and getting it from someone who's just beginning it, which is why, and you should listen to someone that's just beginning instead of listening to someone that's a millionaire, because they won't really understand your problems. I will. I'm just beginning. I've just learned this model a few months ago, and I'm just taking action and pursuing it now. But I'm going to get into this. This is the simple SMMA model for those of you who are just starting out and are kind of confused on what even it is. What are you even delivering? How does it even work? And before I even go into this graph, for those of you who don't understand, SMMA is just an acronym for social media marketing agency. Social media marketing agency is such a broad term. It means that you could do anything social media related for businesses, basically. Not even just for businesses, just anything. You're selling a social media service, whether it be running ads on a social media, whether it be creating short form video content on social media, or it could be building a website. This could go on. People innovate all the time and do different things, new things every day. Even social media management is technically a social media marketing service. But the most lucrative and professional service that you could possibly offer, and the one that'll probably make you the most money and have the most longevity, especially in the years to come, the lead generation social media marketing agency. The lead generation social media marketing agency is just simply one that books appointments in businesses' calendars. And the reason that this one is the best model, at least to me, is because it's the equivalent of walking up to a business and saying, hey, let me make you money and you pay me a fraction of the money I make you. So it's like, if I give you $10,000, will you give me $1,000? That's the obvious trade that everyone in the world would take. And that's basically what the business model is you supplying them a service that is literally worth $10,000 to them, and them giving you 1/10 of that in payout. The niche is up to you, and the niche does not matter whatsoever, and I mean that. I mean, there's some niches that you probably would want to stay away from just because of how weird it is, and sometimes it's a bit sophisticated, and I would just stay away from a few things, and that's just to not go with the niches that seem like they're insurmountable to you, and that seem like you wouldn't like, and that seem like they're way too complicated or complex. Like if you were thinking about like the niche of like helping lawyers get clients, it's like I wouldn't go that route, for example, unless you were like you had this sort of previous expertise in working with lawyers or something. But on the opposite end of that, I also wouldn't work with some random like really small business model that no one else has done. It's possible that it can be lucrative for you, but honestly the best niches are the ones that are most prevalent, like gyms, like chiropractors, like orthodontists, like med spas. These are the niches that you'll always see running around, and when you search up SMMA videos on YouTube, you're going to find everyone is in usually one of those niches, and that's because they just simply work. And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I would dedicate to one of those, and then I would kind of diversify and diverge once you've gotten bigger. And that's the plan, is to, in the beginning, just get in. Even if you're a commoditized business that looks exactly like the ones around you, eventually you could become more divergent, and you could kind of distinguish yourself by maybe being an evolution of what a previous service was. So instead of just doing Facebook ads, you're also doing SEO, whatever. There's certain things you add on, or you're also offering a course to your clients. There's always things that you could do to innovate, but right now, just get in, take action. You don't want to think about innovating before you've even done anything. You know what I mean? Innovate once you've already done something. So from your niche, there's service, the offer, and the outreach. The first thing we're going to go with is service. So the service is simply what you're doing for the client. We just talked about the best service that I could possibly think of, the idea of like giving 10,000, getting 1,000 in return. What that is basically a lead generation agency. It's one that books appointments and calendars and business calendars, and then gets money for doing that. Basically, they get paid for bringing in clients to the business. And so these services, when it comes to booking appointments, will either be done on TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube advertising, right? Because this is a social media advertising business. Those are the three biggest social medias to advertise on. So if let's say you're doing a gym, right? Or whatever it is that you are doing. Let's say you're in the gym niche. You're either going to advertise on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. If you find some other random platform that works for you, all power to you. But those are the 3 platforms that are most prevalent, like I said before, and you could choose any of those 3. It depends on what niche you're in. For me, if I'm going with a med spa niche, then the best one would likely be Facebook, because middle-aged moms are more likely to be on Facebook than they are to be on YouTube or TikTok. But if you're in the gym niche, it could be much different, right? TikTok can make sense, YouTube can make sense, and perhaps Facebook doesn't make as much sense as the former two, right? So like it depends. And then comes the offer, right? This is your offer right under that, where I said booking X amount of appointments, right here where I'm hovering over. The booking X amount of appointments is basically your offer. So it's like, are you telling them that you're going to book 10 appointments? Are you telling them you're going to book 5 appointments? Are you telling them that you're going to book 15 appointments, 20 appointments? This will also depend on your niche, but usually it's general to do around 8 to 15 appointments, depending on your niche, of course. If it's a real estate niche, 1 client is massive already because it's different, it's high ticket. But my niche, I do a 12 appointment guarantee. For you guys, it'd probably be something similar, but basically your offer is, I will book you this many appointments. That's your offer, right? To spice up your offer and to make your offer undeniable, you'll say, I will get you this many appointments, or you don't have to pay me a single penny. So it's like you have to deliver on your offer or they don't pay you. So it's simply fair, and you get paid after you deliver. That's a great way to do it, and we could talk about that further. And if you don't really understand how that works, you could read the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Trust me, it's a really short read. You should read it if you want to get rich, because it's like the manual. Right, so that's your offer, right? And that's your service. Now, how do you even do this service? How does this service even make any sense? How is it that you could possibly deliver a service that is getting businesses clients? How can I get a gym 10 clients? The simple answer to that is, if you're running ads through Facebook, right? The first thing you do is when you sign that client, you're becoming an admin on their Facebook account, okay? You're getting access to admin on their Facebook account. And then on that Facebook account, you're running advertisements, which means that you're just running a picture with some text that makes people want to click. That's for Facebook, that's what I know. But for YouTube, it's like the video advertisement. You probably watch YouTube ads all day, every day, because you're on YouTube all the time. You're gonna see YouTube ads, you know what those look like. And then TikTok ads, I'm sure you also know what those look like as well. Those are the advertisements. That's you that's gonna be doing the advertisements, and you're waiting for people to click on those and to submit their information from your advertisement. Which means that when they click on your advertisement, they submit a lead form, or they go through a funnel where you get their name, email, and phone number. And those are the 3 things that you need to capture through advertising. So again, to walk through that, because that might have been a lot to take in, you're running advertisements on one of those 3 platforms, and then from those advertisements, you're taking their email, name, and phone number from them clicking on it, if that makes any sense. And in order to run those advertisements, you simply just need to get the admin on their advertising account. I'm not sure exactly how it works on YouTube and TikTok, but for Facebook, you're just becoming an admin on their Meta Business Manager. And you're probably wondering, well, oh shoot, like I'm not good at running ads. Like they're probably just as good as me. Don't worry, don't let that make you shy away from this model. The point is, it takes time to do this, and they want to allocate that time to you, because business owners don't want to have to deal with marketing. They just want to deal with the service, the thing that they love doing. Like, you think a gym owner cares about the marketing side of things? No, they want to just continue running their gym and making their gym better. But essentially, you run ads for their business, and then from those ads, again, people will click on them and then give you their email, phone, and name. And then from having those 3 pieces of information, which is pretty much the imperative things that you need to actually get them a new client, get them an appointment booked in their calendar, you'll then use a software called GOI Level, or you could not. You could just use a phone and just text them. But GOI Level is amazing because it automates everything for you. And so it makes everything automated so that instead of you having to spend all day texting and messaging leads and making sure that you have all these, instead you could just allocate all that to GOI Level, systematize and automate the entire system, so that the second that you get those 3 pieces of information, GOI Level sends them an automatic response saying, hey, thanks for claiming our voucher, hey, thanks for claiming our ad or clicking on our ad. And then it will give a link to the business owner's calendar so then it could schedule an appointment in their calendar. Or it could also you could also tell them to hop on a quick call with you, so you could lock down their credit card information, and then you could kind of do like a prepaid deposit type of thing. There's many different ways to do it, but I'm gonna keep it really simple right now, in that all you'll do with GOI Level, or manually if you please, is you'll simply message them follow-ups. So yeah, I'd recommend getting GOI Level if you haven't already. It's completely free. There's a 14-day free trial. It is an affiliate link. Okay, I will make money if you continue using it, but you're going to get it anyways. You might as well get it with my affiliate link, especially if this is providing some clarity and value to you. But it's a 14-day free trial. You could try it out. If you don't like it, you can cancel it. But I guarantee that you will love it, especially if you're doing this business model, which means that I know you'll keep it because it's that good, and it essentially is what prints the money. It's what actually is able to allow you to fulfill the service far better than what anyone else could do. It just gives you this massive amount of leverage because you're automating everything. And GOI Level is a massive beast. There's a lot of great videos out there about how to set it up from GOI Level and from other YouTube channels. I'll also be making a video soon in the future about how to actually set up GOI Level and to deliver using GOI Level and to automate through GOI Level and to do all the things that you just need to do to make sure that your service delivery is just completely simplified and consolidated. From that lead form, like I talked about before, when you get that email, phone number, and name, you're following up. And GOI Level follows up for you, so you don't have to follow up. It's pretty simple. It's just like, thanks for claiming our ad. Next step is doing this. Check out my last video where I go through my exact service delivery system, where I talk about what I do and what I remind my prospects with so that they could follow through with the next step to book their appointment in the business. After that, you'll eventually get them to schedule an appointment in your client's calendar. So then you connect your client's calendar with your calendar, right? So this is your client's calendar, this is your calendar. You connect them through GOI Level, and then you'll schedule it in at an open time slot, right? And then boom, you got your client a customer. You just brought your client a customer through using Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, TikTok advertising, whatever it is that you're doing. And then after booking that appointment, you'll then follow up using GOI Level again to automate follow-up messages to make sure that they don't just schedule an appointment, but they also show up. And in order to make sure that they do show up, you'll have to kind of continuously follow up with them and give them appointment reminders like, hey, just making sure your appointment is for tomorrow at 4:30. And then the day of, you'll say, hey, just making sure your appointment's in 2 hours. Whatever. Just continuously following up. This will also be done for you by using GOI Level because it's that good. It automates everything. I know it sounds like a GOI Level ad. It's not. It's just really good. That should show you. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's that good. Yeah, so that's the whole service delivery system. That's what you do for them. Of course, it's more complex than that, but that's the basis of what you need to understand. I would recommend taking a picture of this or just writing down, because you should get this for yourself. Write down your niche, write down your offer, all those things that are specific to you, and then in detail, and then kind of explain to yourself, how am I going to go through this myself? Because it's all depending on your circumstances. Next thing is the outreach. The outreach is exactly as it sounds. It's how you get your clients. And so in outreach, there's outbound and there's inbound. Inbound would be like an email list or a YouTube video, like this, like where someone's watching me talk, or someone's or there's a lot of people that are digesting content that I'm posting or I'm putting out there. And so they're coming to me to buy. So I have the authority in the purchase. Outbound would be the antithesis, where they have the power, they have the authority, and then you're kind of coming to them. So it's like cold emails, cold calls, cold Instagram DMs. That is all outbound, where you're coming to them, right? Inbound would be them coming to me. I have the authority. Maybe they're watching a video of me explaining how to make more money in your gym, right? And they click on the video and they're like, hey, I would like to work with this guy. This guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. That would be inbound. You're not going to do inbound yet, likely. You can do inbound, and I would recommend doing inbound, but outbound is the way to start. Outbound is doing cold calls, cold emails, cold DMs. I would recommend starting with mostly just doing cold calls, because cold calls will not only make you far better as a human being, because I'm sure you're afraid to do cold calls, and if you're afraid to do them, that means you should do them, because it'll make you far better, and especially it'll make you far more professional, especially for the presentations and the stuff that goes on later. But I would do cold calls to get your clients, meaning if you're in the gym niche, you just call gyms. Literally look them up on Google, call gyms and say, hey, I run this agency, would you like to come? And by the way, I have a script for this. Look at my cold call script video a few videos ago if you want to check that out. That explains the script in detail. But make your own script. It's pretty simple. Just get them on that call to book a presentation. If you have a really good guarantee in your cold call, they'll book the appointment, very likely at least. After the cold call, then you book a presentation with them. From that presentation, then you'll try and close them. So the presentation is when you show them your process, the same way that I'm showing you this sort of process, except again, watch my last video. That's the process that I show my clients in my presentation. If you want to know how to create a presentation that looks really good for your clients, I have a full video on how to create a thorough and concise and very clear presentation. Then, after you get that presentation, at the end of it, the goal is to close them, of course. You close them, you kind of collect their payment information, you send them a contract, whatever, and then you start working together. I know that sounds like it's so perfect, but that's literally how it works. I mean, this is exactly how this business model works. There's a lot of crap and meat that happens in between all these things, but you'll get good at it and you'll understand it as you go. And you should learn by doing it, not by preparing and watching videos. You should learn by doing it. Anyways, next, onboarding process. After the presentation, you funnel them down to the onboarding process. The onboarding process is just you and them getting connected, which I made an arrow here to adding access in the client's business manager, because that's the most important thing in the onboarding process, is to make sure that you could run ads for them, and so that you could connect your account to their account and you could run ads for them. There's a lot of videos on that online about connecting to your client's Facebook manager or whatever, TikTok, YouTube. Basically, the onboarding process is you making sure that you have all the information to go forward. So, for example, if you're running ads for them, you need pictures, right? You need their pictures. If you're running ads for a med spa, you got to have a before and after picture, right? Of Botox or something. Or if you're running ads for a gym, a before and after picture of weight loss, for example. And then you'll post that as one of your advertisements. That's the point. So that's the sort of stuff that you walk through in the onboarding process, as well as client expectations, all that sort of thing. Client communication systems, right? So just like WhatsApp, you can connect with them on WhatsApp so you could easily text them, contact them. That's the sort of thing that you do in the onboarding process. If you want me to make a video walking through the onboarding process, I will also do that coming soon, because that's also another thing that's massively important that people look over in the beginning of starting their agency. But that's essentially the outline. This video, I didn't want to make it too long. It kind of is pretty long, but this is the simple guide to how SMMA works as a whole, as a complete system. There's a lot more details to it than this. I feel like this is just where you should start off of, right? Meaning the first thing you should do, the way you can take action off of this, is just immediately thinking, what's my niche? Set it in stone, dedicate to it. What's my offer? Meaning, how many clients am I getting them? How am I doing that for them? Through what social media, right? Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok. What social media are you using? And then obviously think about how many appointments you're booking for them, how many clients you want to get them, depending on what your niche is. And then after that, just start thinking about what your ads are going to look like in order to do that. And then just plan this out. Simple as that. Plan it out, jot it out, write on a piece of paper, or even use this thing that I'm using, which is called Miro. It's free. And just plot out exactly what you are going to do to provide value for your clients. And then from there, as I recommend, get GOI Level. It's free. It's a 14-day free trial. Learn the ropes. Cancel it if you want, but get it. It's 14 days. You have it for free, and you have a tool that prints money. I'm telling you that because it's so good. And then from there, again, outreach. Start doing outreach. Start doing cold calls. Start doing cold emails. Start doing cold DMs. But I would say cold calls the most, because that's the most helpful thing. That's what works for me, and I'll speak from personal experience. And then create a presentation. If you want to create a presentation, go a few videos back. I have a presentation that's completely thorough, that walks through exactly how to create it and exactly what makes the best presentation. And then go to the onboarding process. Preparing the onboarding process is a bit more complex, but if you did all those things before the onboarding process, I'm sure you'll understand a lot more about how to create the onboarding process. And I'll make a video on that in the next few days about how to actually format your onboarding process, so you can make sure that it has all the things that you need to hit, which is, again, I kind of went through it vaguely here, but I'll go into it in more detail in a different video. Anyways, that's it. I am going to end this video here. It could have been a bit all over the place. I'm still just starting this channel. I still kind of look like a buffoon on the camera. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. I'm sorry it was a bit long, but I tried to keep it as concise as possible in terms of how this actually works. If you want me to make more about this, then I will. If you want me to answer any of your questions or concerns in the comment section, then please leave them below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone. Thank you so much. Goodbye.